Good morning, students. Welcome to the class again. We are discussing organic photochemistry. Now we will discuss Paterno-Bucci reaction. Paterno-Bucci or Paterno-Bucci, however you want to pronounce it, you can. What is Paterno-Bucci reaction? Please mute yourself. All of you, please mute yourself. What is a Paterno-Bucci reaction? Paterno-Bucci reaction is essentially a 2+2 cycloaddition reaction under photochemical conditions between a carbonyl and an alkene. It is a 2+2 cycloaddition between a carbonyl and an alkene. So here the product is just 5% only, but still you see it's a variety reaction, right? The yield of the reaction can be improved when we have more number of substituents. Here, when it is treated under photochemical conditions, it has given 93%. Here there are two possible products. If the double bond is like this, or if the double bond is like this. Here, this is the major product and this is the minor product. Now I will explain how this becomes a major and this becomes a minor. Right. Under photochemical conditions, as I said, carbonyl compound is the first one to undergo excitation. So because of that, it generates a diradical here. Oxygen radical, one radical on oxygen, another radical on carbon. Then we add a double bond. Oxygen radical will undergo bond formation with this terminal carbon. So this one of the pi electrons is polarized towards this carbon, another pi electron is polarized towards this electron, so that it generates a sigma bond. Now when you look at the radicals, these two radicals, see oxygen radical and it is benzyl radical, 2 times benzyl, so it is more stable than this. This is less stable, so it will easily involve in a reaction because it is more reactive. Now when you look at this radical is a tertiary radical, it is more stable. It is more stable. So now these two will undergo bond formation to give this product. If we place this double bond in a reverse fashion, then that will give you a primary radical which is less stable. Okay, so that is why it is giving only a minimum amount, minimum product. Okay, so the stability of the radicals is the point which governs the formation of this major product. In the next example, we have norbornene. This is norbornene, which is treated with benzophenone under photochemical conditions. So what is the product? Essentially, it is a Paterno-Bucci reaction. Here it is undergoing a Paterno-Bucci reaction. There are two possibilities. This is the major product. That means this double bond and this carbonyl are involved in Paterno-Bucci reaction, whereas this double bond and this carbonyl may also involve in Paterno-Bucci reaction. So that gives a product of this is formed around 20%. Now we will see 1,3 acyl shift. 1,3 acyl shift are part of alpha cleavage reactions. Now we will discuss what is this 1,3 acyl shift. Of course, we have read about this during pericyclic reactions also. So it is the same kind of shift. It is called U-carbone. When it is treated under photochemical conditions, first it will undergo a 2+2 cycloaddition. So it gives a fused 4-membered ring and 5-membered ring. Then under the same photochemical conditions, it will undergo alpha cleavage and an acyl shift. 1,3 acyl shift. Now how do we identify this 1,3 acyl shift? As I said, during the pericyclic reactions, we need to give the numbering. 1 means 1 carbon system, 3 means 3 carbon system. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the one. That means there will be a bond breaking here. So a radical will be formed there, a radical will be formed there. Then this radical will undergo rearrangement so that the double bond will come here and a new radical will form on the third carbon. So there will be a bond formation between this third carbon and this carbonyl. Okay, so this is the product what we are going to generate now. So this bond will break down. So a new double bond will come here. Then this carbon will form a bond here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also a 5-membered ring. This is also a 5-membered ring. When you look at the numbering, this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1. So a 1,1 bond will break down and a 1,3 carbon will form during the 1,3 acyl shift. Now we will see one more example on 1,3 acyl shift. When it is treated under photochemical conditions, it is undergoing 1,3 acyl shift, but it is giving two products. This is the first product. And this is the second product. Now, how do we explain this formation of these two products? Right. As I said, when we pass light onto a material, carbonyl is the first one to undergo excitation. So it will excite and it will generate two radicals, oxygen radical, carbon radical. Now it is an alpha cleavage, so these two will again reform the double bond, and this double bond will undergo breakage. So this is what is called alpha cleavage. Okay, that means carbonyl will again reform, then this bond will break down. So these are the new radicals. Now if it has to undergo 1,3-SL shift, then we will give the numbering and we will identify it. So this is 1, 2, 3. Carbonyl is the one. That means 1,1 bond will break down, 1,3 bond will form, right? So this carbon, this double bond now will undergo a rearrangement. So one electron will be polarized towards this, so that we will have a double bond here. Then this carbonyl will come this side and it will form a bond here. Okay, so that is why it generates this product. Okay, so this is the double bond generated, double bond on OMe. Then this carbonyl will come here and will form a bond here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how do we explain the formation of this? This is a simple acyl shift, so it's not a problem. We can easily explain it, right? 1, 3 acyl shift. Fine. But how do we explain this? Now we need to explain this. We need to extend the mechanism. Right. I am missing one more double bond here. Right. To explain the second product, I'll write it again, okay? We have a radical here, a radical here. Now, this will undergo a bond migration first. Okay, so one radical will be pushed or polarized towards this, another radical like this. Of course, it is part of this transformation, but still OMe. Now this radical, instead of undergoing 1,3-SL shift, that means instead of forming a bond between these two, now it will undergo a bond formation like this. Now it will undergo a 1,4 addition kind of thing. So we can polarize this like this. So one of the electron will be polarized towards this so that it forms a 3-membered ring. Another electron is polarized towards this so that it generates a ketene. It generates a ketene. So the product is OMe. We have 3-membered ring, and then we have ketene, right? So it undergoes a 1,4 addition kind of thing, so that it generates a 3-membered ring and ketene. Now this will undergo a bond breaking here. This will undergo a bond breaking here. So that means here initially this substituent is here, whereas after formation of 3-membered ring and bond breaking, the substituent is shifted to this. The substituent is shifted to this. I'll write this product here. This is the radical. Okay, so before forming 3-membered ring, the substituent is next to OMe. After forming and breaking the 3-membered ring, now the substituent is shifted to away from the OMe group, right? So here it is next to OMe, here it is 1, 3 relation, right? Now again the ketene will break down. Ketene will break down. It generates this radical and this radical. So these two will undergo bond formation to give that product.